This report is intended to shed light on true crime stories for informational and educational purposes only. Our deepest sympathies go out to the survivors and their families affected by these crimes. Welcome to National Crime Files. It was August 1969, and the brutal murders of 7 people over the span of 2 days brought a type of chaos and fear that ended the summer of love. A new awareness of evil washed over the people of Los Angeles and eventually the world abroad. North of Beverly Hills, California, in Benedict Canyon, 18-year-old Stephen Parent was driving up to a house on Cielo Drive to visit his friend William Garretson, who was the property's caretaker. Tex Watson, a member of the Manson family who had just cut the telephone line to the house, stepped out from the bushes and ordered Parent to stop his vehicle. As Parent begged for his life, Watson cut him with a knife and shot him multiple times with a .22 caliber revolver. After killing Parent and infiltrating the home, Watson and 2 other Manson family members, Susan Atkins and Patricia Krenwinkel, went forth and murdered Sharon Tate, the 8.5-month pregnant wife of director Roman Polanski, who was in Europe working on a film at the time. They also killed Abigail Folger, Wojciech Frykowski, and Sharon Tate's close friend Jay Sebring. The next night on August 10th, Watson, Krenwinkel, and Leslie Van Houten murdered Lino and Rosemary LaBianca in their Los Feliz home on Waverly Drive. Both were found with multiple stab wounds, and the word war was carved into Lino's stomach. In 1974, prosecuting attorney Vincent Bugliosi released the best-selling true crime book of all time, Helter Skelter, where he explained that the Tate-LaBianca murders were committed to help kick off a race war between whites and blacks. He also put forth the idea that the motive for the killings at the Cielo house was to instill fear in Terry Melcher, after Melcher had refused to give Charlie a record deal. In his 2019 book, Chaos, journalist Tom O'Neill showed that the helter-skelter narrative that Bugliosi built his reputation on was flawed and even fabricated. O'Neill presented the fact that Terry Melcher had perjured himself in his testimony during the murder trial, and that Bugliosi was aware of it and had even helped cover up and understate Melcher's real relationship with Manson. A biker named Danny DiCarlo from a Venice Beach motorcycle club called Straight Satans testified as a key witness for Bugliosi. In his quest for the truth, O'Neill found a legal pad of notes made by Bugliosi during his interview with DiCarlo. Bugliosi had crossed out the section of notes where DiCarlo had told him of 3 separate occasions where Melcher had visited the Manson family after the murders had occurred. The longtime owner of the Cielo house, Rudy Altobelli, told O'Neill that Melcher had, quote, talked about Manson all the time and that he, quote, thought he was wonderful. Tom O'Neill spent 20 years of his life uncovering new or lesser-known details about the Manson family murders that completely shatter the official narrative. By the time one finishes his wonderfully written book, one should realize that there is so much more left to be uncovered and brought out into the light. Thank you for watching and listening, and for helping us out by subscribing. No artificial intelligence was used in the writing of this article.